Hey, it's Josh. Today I'm bringing you a solo gameplay of Spark Riders 3000. I picked up this game a while back after hearing some great things about it, and now that there's a new crowdfunding campaign live for an expansion, I figured it was finally time to get it to the table. My hope is that this video helps you decide whether or not the game's a good fit for you. I'll kick things off with a quick overview to give you a feel for how it plays, and then I'll teach you the rest as we go. For this mission, I'm using the 2 characters from the Prosperity Box add-on, and I've mixed the rest of that box in with the base game. Okay, let's dive in. In this game, it's a minimum of 2 riders if you're playing solo or 2-player. And with that, also Iris, our ship's computer, is going to help us out every now and then with some actions just to balance out the game, since we can't help each other out as much. We'll be on different parts of the ship. My 2 characters will be. So Iris will pitch in and also help us in some cases. And you can see here, to speak to Iris, we can press the button, and then at the end of our request, we'll say over. You also have the option to just input the command directly, and that's what this quick action is going to be all about. And that's how I do things most of the time, unless you really want to get into the role-playing of it. There is the capability to report a bug, which we may do. And there's some notifications in that little exclamation warning symbol tab. So in the beginning here, she's going to tell us how to set up our ship, and which rooms are armored, which ones have turrets, that sort of stuff. So at the beginning, we have nothing on the actual board until she tells us which rooms have what and where we are in the ship as well.
Iris report. Our goal is clear: to reach Gamma 5, which is located at 10,000 astronomical units from our current position. All systems, stand by. Ship state, deck, code orange. Self-repair protocol initiated. Place a code orange card on the deck. Damaged rooms cannot have any armor.
All right, so the first thing she's telling us is that the deck is under code orange. And so I placed this card here to notate that. And you can see we have fire coming off of it. So probably in pretty good shape. We may want to repair that pretty soon.
Thrusters states, left thruster, level 3. Right thruster, level 1. Update the thruster tokens on the board.
Okay, and then here's the state of our thrusters. The thrusters will be how fast we're going to cover distance in space. And remember, in this game, we're trying to reach a certain destination, so the faster we're going, the faster we're getting there. And that is kind of the main objective, so we definitely want to power these bad boys up.
Cockpit and Nexus. 4 armors. Observatory, Armory, Bridge, Engine Room and Cargo Bay. 1 armor. Place the armors on the rooms.
So yeah, I hope you're getting used to her lovely voice. We'll be disabling this after the setup. So, and I'll just read this. Maybe you enjoy it though. For me, it's whatever the opposite of ASMR is. Okay, so yeah, we're putting armor in various rooms. So the cockpit and the Nexus are well armored. They're with full armor, and then looks like basically every other room that's not on fire is getting 1 armor. So I'll set that up and we'll be right back. Okay, we got the armor in place. What's next?
Offensive equipment, Armory. 1 turret. Engines room. 1 out of service turret. Place the turrets and their 2 building tokens in their rooms. Repair them by performing a building tinkering action to remove the tokens.
All right, so we're getting some firepower, which is fantastic. So the first turret is going to go in the armory, which is over here. And you can see, ooh, very cool, slots right in. And the other one is in the engine room. However, it's still under construction. It's out of service, and so we're going to place these building tokens, 2 of them, to mark that it needs to be constructed. And I'll talk about that in a moment when I describe the game and how you play and the actions and all that.
We're currently crossing the solar storm environment. In this environment, the Spark and Aliens force fields are disabled. You gain an orange die on your shooting actions. This die does not apply to rapid fire actions. Place the Solar Storm card in front of the cockpit. Crew. Prosperity equipment is available in the Spark. Each player draws a prosperity card. Place the riders in the cockpit.
All right, so this next thing is telling us to change the environment. In this game, there are a few different environments. There's actually 6 because these are double-sided. And so this is telling us to use the Solar Storm environment, which gives us a +1 dice for every fire action. However, we lose all crystals on entering the storm. Well, we don't have any crystals, so I'm okay with that. We just get +1 dice when firing. And then additionally, it says deactivates the sparks and aliens' force fields. So again, that's pretty good for us because we don't have a force field yet. And if the aliens do, those are kind of a pain in the neck to deal with. So we'll see how that pans out for us. And then it says each player draws a prosperity card, which is amazing. So let's take a look at what we get. All right, so for Milo, we've got the Mechano pin. It says, during your tinkering action, you can use the obtained wrench icon to perform additional tinkering actions in the room. Interesting. So it seems like we can split up our tinkering actions. We don't have to do everything on one specific action, so we could build and repair, for example. So that seems really useful. And that is a gear. You can see down here that we have 3 gear slots. These are permanent upgrades, basically, that are not tradable. If we ever got more than 3, we would have to discard down to 3 of them. So that's going to be with Milo for the rest of the game. It doesn't get used up. It's just always a sort of passive ability that they have. For Carl, we got this, the Repair Optimizer. So we don't know exactly what this does. You can see it has this little iris icon that says to tell her, I use the Repair Optimizer, and then say over. And when we do this, something will happen. She'll tell us what. We do have a little bit of a hint in the flavor text down here. It says, with this, Iris will improve her room repairing ability on the Spark. So that seems pretty good. We'll see. This one is an item, which goes on the right-hand side of the board here, of your player board. And these are one-time use. You discard them when you're done, but you can have unlimited of them. And they are tradable. I should say that as well. Unlike gear, which stays with your character. Okay, and then it says to place the riders in the cockpit. So we start here.
Aliens phase, nothing to report. Setup complete. Mission begins. Crew members phase, it's up to you now. Once you have completed all your actions, press the lightning button in the quick actions to start a new turn.
Awesome, so we're ready to go. I'm going to turn off Iris's volume and I'll just sort of narrate what's going on from here on out. And with that, I guess I'll give you a quick overview of what we do during this player's turn. You can see Iris mentioned the aliens phase. Nothing happens on this first turn, but this would be where she would spawn in alien threats. And most of the time, the aliens will come in this zone behind us. And this is called the approaching zone, where they can't shoot us yet and we can't shoot them. It's just sort of a warning. This guy's, coming up, so be ready to deal with him. And from there, they may eventually move either to our right side, I guess our left side, and our right side, if I know my directions. This whole side is just one zone. There isn't necessarily a right. They don't flank in these different positions. They're just in the left side zone. So it's one big zone here, and same on this side. So there's only 3 possible zones they can be, either in the approaching zone, the left side, or the right side. We'll cover the alien phase when it first happens, and I'll explain a little bit more about what the different aliens are and the different ships and what they do. But for now, we're in the player phase. So in this phase, all of the riders have 1 action, 1 movement, and one help action that they can perform. And this is all sort of freeform and done more or less simultaneously. So we can do things in any order we like. I can have Milo move, and then Carl take his action and drop a help action, and then Milo does their action, and so on, right? We can do things in any order. It doesn't matter, and that's something that you discuss with the players of the table, if there are players of the table, and decide what's the best strategy. So movement is done by moving 1 to 3 spaces with your rider. On the board, there are little airlocks here, the blue zones, and that's what marks a space that you can walk through. And so, for example, if I wanted to get to this zone here, I can't go through this red zone. This is a closed airlock and will only open during emergencies. Iris will tell us about that if that should happen. But to get to the observatory from the cockpit, we'd have to go 1, 2, 3. During that movement, Milo can drop their help token at any point in any one of the rooms that they move through, including the room they started in. Okay? And this can later be used by another rider to aid them in their action. All of that is detailed on this help or rider portion of the player mat, and we'll come to that when it matters, but there is a little bit of difference in terms of what help actions each rider can help another with. But there is one universal help action, and that is to allow the rider to re-roll their dice roll. And then there are just a number of actions that you can take on your turn. So one of them is in the cockpit, you can take a piloting action, and this can be done to either boost ahead and get us some additional distance, or to do combat piloting, which may allow you to ram into aliens and take them out, or potentially do a combat maneuver to make them switch sides from the left to the right or right to the left, right? So that we can potentially shoot them and put them in better positioning for our turrets. So that's the piloting action. We then have the shooting action, which if a rider is in a room with an active turret, they can shoot any aliens on that same side of the ship. So if the alien is over here, of course, we cannot shoot it. And finally, there's the tinkering action, which is either repairing or fortifying a room by adding armor tokens, or repairing one of these code oranges, for example. It can also be building something in a room. Once we get the components, we can build new turrets or add on to existing turrets to power them up, or even rebuild an entire room. If one blows up, we can potentially bring it back, although it's a pretty costly investment. So we'll get these components by killing alien ships in the future. Right now, there aren't any on the board, so we can't build anything new. We do have this turret, of course, that's sort of already here, and we have to use the build action to remove these tokens here and make this turret operational. As we go about this adventure, we'll be gaining crystals in our nexus here, and whenever we get to a predetermined amount, we will get rid of all the crystals and be rewarded with another prosperity card. And that's the main way you'll be getting them, outside of events or, the way we just got it right now, which was just Iris telling us to draw one. So that's the main way to get that. And we'll get those mostly on die rolls. If we ever over succeed on a die roll, for example, in most of the die rolls in the game, you'll get a crystal as a reward. Or there are just crystal faces on each of these die that will give us a crystal. However, it doesn't count as any successes, so it's sort of a pity crystal, but that is the way we can get them as well. As the aliens come in, they're going to be damaging our ship, and if we ever lose either the cockpit or the nexus, we immediately lose the game. Or if both of our thrusters get taken out, that's another way we can lose the game. So this is sort of the heart of the ship. If either one of those get taken out, we just immediately lose. And then, of course, if we lost the thrusters, we'd be stranded. So we can't drive anywhere. So we'd lose as well. So you can see on the iPad here, we have 0 out of 10,000 astronomical units. Once we get to 10,000, we've reached our destination and we win the game. And currently our speed is 850 astronomical units, which is mostly being determined by our thrusters here, as I was mentioning. So if we power up this right thruster that's missing some some juice, we can get some more speed and start progressing the objective even faster. Okay, so the last thing to cover is just who are Milo and Carl and what are their special abilities. So Milo has Iron Defense. During the defense protocol, re-roll each defense dice with the result of X in your room. So the way it works is if there are hits left over after rolling the dice, then the armor that's left will then tank those hits and be removed. So if we were going to take, let's say we have 2 incoming damage on this engine room, we roll the dice. Well, luckily I rolled a 2, so that would block everything, and this armor would not be removed. If I rolled a 1, then it would block that first damage, and there'd be 1 damage left over that this armor would then tank and be removed, so that in the future there isn't any armor left. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it'll make more sense when we actually come to it, but I just wanted to explain that right now, since Milo allows us to re-roll those. That's really good. It'll preserve a lot of our armor. Carl's ability is You Are a Turret. Pretty sweet. So this says, place yourself on a free construction slot. That would be these zones. Anything that it doesn't have anything already built, and perform a shooting action that ignores alien force fields. Additionally, you get to roll a red and a yellow die. So he's a pretty powerful turret that basically does piercing damage. The force fields are ignored. Typically, you would need lasers in order to get through that force field. And so that's one of these components that you have to build over here onto a turret. And maybe we'll get to see that later, but I'll just show you now. These actually slot in to the back of this turret, and that's really fun. So now this one has laser capabilities where it would do piercing damage and basically go through force fields. So that's the reason lasers exist. So Carl's ability allows him to just ignore lasers altogether, and additionally, he gets to roll this yellow or orange die that does damage to the armor. Typically, when you're shooting a turret, you just have access to this red die that's just doing damage. But the orange die, in addition to that, lets you do armor removal damage. So this can't actually kill them with this damage, but it can remove armor from them. So it just can't do the final blow with that orange dice, but the red die certainly can. So basically, it'll let him do more damage, do piercing damage, and we don't even have to build a turret for him to be able to shoot from that position, which is really cool. That is only a shooting action though. I didn't mention this before, but if you're in a room with a turret, like this armory, and an alien enters this combat zone, then you get to do a reactive shot where you use the orange dice. And remember, that's for armor damage only, so it can't actually kill. But you get to do a reaction sort of attack of opportunity on that alien and weaken them as they come into the zone. So you're just doing some covering fire. So that's a really good ability and a reason you might still want to have a turret. I don't believe Carl can do that since he can only act as a turret for a shooting action. All right, I think we're ready to get started for real now. There's no aliens on the board already, so we're not going to do any shooting actions. We're in this solar storm where we don't necessarily have to pilot, but we can pilot just for extra speed. Some of the zones will require piloting to prevent damage, like asteroid fields. You need to manually take the wheel and zoom around and not let Iris do it. So we don't necessarily have to pilot, but we could. We need to take this off the board. So the immediate things that I'm seeing are, of course, the code orange over here. We might want to repair that, and we may want to get this turret up and running. Although since I am a turret, maybe that's not as important. We could also go back to this thruster room and beef that up, which seems pretty good as well. Milo's gear doesn't help us right now since we don't need to split focus between multiple things. With a tinkering action, we're either just repairing the thrusters, or building in this engine room. So it doesn't really matter who does what. I'm thinking I'm going to just have one of them. We can't really use our help actions either since we're going to different places if I leave. But I think that's okay. I'm just going to have Milo go to code orange over here. In fact, I'll have them go first so that if we end up rolling something bad, we can have Carl come in and immediately drop his help token over here and potentially reinforce even further that zone. So this is what I was saying is like the game's very simultaneous, like mid-roll. If we don't like the result we get with Milo, I could have Carl come over here and drop his help token, and then Milo can immediately use it. So it's pretty cool how freeform it is. So let's start with that. By default, every action just uses one die when you roll. And so this is going to be a room repair roll. And we don't have any bonuses or anything, but we'll see what we get. That's pretty amazing. So we rolled a 3, and that's very useful. Now, the way that this one works is that we have to input into the app, since the app knows that this is a code orange. We need to tell it how many successes we got. So let's do room repair. And we'll say 3. This is something you could do with voice as well and say room repair, the deck level 3, over. But I'm just going to input it because I think it's easier. Okay, and then you can see that when you over succeed when repairing a room like this, those additional successes become armor tokens. So it's basically like repairing and reinforcing all in one. So now we have 2 armor tokens there, and I'm feeling a lot better about the state of our ship. Okay, and then I'm going to have Carl go 1, 2, 3, and repair in the thruster room. This is another case where we need to tell the app because the thrusters are used by the app to determine how far we go. If we're just adding armor, we don't necessarily need to tell the app. It doesn't worry about armor, it just trusts you to calculate that correctly. So we'll do thruster repair, and I guess I need to roll. So hopefully we get a 2. Okay, just a 1. Not bad though. I do have this item. It will improve her room repairing ability. I'm not sure if we need to use that yet. That's the thing with these items, is you don't know exactly what they're going to do. But I've done my actions. Actually, let's retroactively just leave our help tokens here, just in case one of us has to pilot in the future. We can move these any future turns. So I don't think it's any problem if we leave them there, just in case somebody has to pilot next turn and they need a little help. So with that, that's the end of our turn, and we'll do a new turn. Oh boy. All right, so we covered 1000 AU, and then now it's the aliens phase, and we're going to have some visitors. So the gray alien is going to spawn. Here we go, and this is my alien building zone. So Iris is telling us that they have 1 turret and 2 armors. So the turrets are these red guys, and then armors here. For the aliens, armor is essentially just more HP. By default, they have 1 HP when there's no armor, and then these are just adding additional HP. They don't roll for defense or anything when we shoot them. It just removes them. And then turrets, that's letting you know how many shots they're going to take, basically how dangerous they are. And then, of course, these 2 slots are for their upgrades. Sometimes they'll come in with lasers that would pierce our force fields if we had one. Or they have a force field, in which case, most of the time you need lasers to get through. In this zone, we don't have to worry about that. And as a Carl, we don't need to worry about that. So the gray alien is going in the approach zone, which is behind. No damage to defend. Keep calm, breathe, and shoot anything that moves. Okay, roger that. So we can't actually shoot that alien yet either. He's just hanging out back there. And now it's back to our turn. Oh, just kidding.
I thought I was done for. The aliens were too many. can't thank you enough for allowing me on board. Here's the thruster I was supposed to deliver, along with some equipment from Prosperity. I lost so much time, and my ship is about to blow, so we should get to Gamma 5.
Sick. We get another Prosperity card. They're being very nice to us since this is the first mission. So for Milo, we've gotten an item, Orbital Strike Briefcase. And it says, this is one we have to tell Iris about. It says, order the destruction of several alien ships by Prosperity. Be warned, it will take time. Okay, so that's going to be useful as a get out of jail free card if we ever get overwhelmed or swarmed, but we have to time it correctly. It sounds like it probably takes a turn or two to actually come in and help. For Carl, we've gotten a piece of gear, the Neurodoc. During your tinkering action, add 1 gear. And so that's just 1 success. So all of my tinkering actions are straight up +1. That's amazing. These Prosperity cards are very overpowered and very useful, and I like them a lot. All right, so we don't really have any threats. We can use this time to continue building. I just realized I never put a thruster there, and I'll place it the right way. So I think I'm just going to have Milo go here probably. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I could also have him go here. 1, 2, 3. I could put my help icon here. And then Carl could maybe go 1, 2, 3. I couldn't get over to this zone. So never mind. I'm just going to have Milo go there. And I guess Carl's staying here. We could also have him go pilot, which might be useful. But I think I'm just going to have him do the thruster and hopefully get some permanent progress versus a one-time boost. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll do Milo first, where he's going to roll 1 success. So we're still 1 away from actually building this thing, but we're on our way. For Carl, he gets a +1. That's why I wanted to use them over here. Nice. Okay, well, we rolled a crystal, and that counts as 0 successes. However, our ability, the Neurodoc, or our piece of gear, gives us +1. So we just get the +1, and we get the crystal. So that's actually the best result we could have gotten. And once we get to 4 of those, we'll get a Prosperity card. So that will be lovely. I just realized I forgot to hit the continue button after that Prosperity card, and it looks like Iris wants to help us out as well. So fortunately, we're doing things a little bit out of order, but I think I would choose add armors anyways, so she can beef up one of our rooms. Okay, so it says, here we go. My robotic mini arms are as busy as a navigator droid during a galaxy-wide rush hour. Spark's armor successfully optimized. All right, we get to distribute 3 armors between the rooms of our choice. So I think we'll probably armor up these rooms just because we're the furthest away from them, maybe. This one already has 2. I may put the 3rd one in this zone. Well, okay, you know what? I'm going to take that back. So I definitely want to put this one in this zone. If I could figure out how to put this in the square hole, then that would be useful. And I'm going to actually take this one and reinforce our thrusters just to protect them a little bit. So I'm kind of reinforcing the zones that have a construction in them, because if they get blown up, we'll lose our turrets. And also the thrusters, because those are important. So we've done that. All right, now it's our turn, which we already did. So now we're done. Oh, I do have to say that we repaired this thruster. Maximum power, full speed. Let's remember to put this in here this time to mark that. We've done that. All right, new turn. All right, we've got some new aliens, and I suppose one of the things I could have done is gone over to that turret if I wanted to get a reaction shot, a rapid shot. But I'm not too sad about our decisions because we have full thrusters now and we're absolutely zooming. So we've got a yellow and blue alien. You might be asking, what is the difference between these two, or all three aliens? So the purple one is the boss. Hopefully we don't run into him, but he's just got more slots and he's scarier. He's got more HP and everything. And then the other two aliens here, we have basically a speeder, these longer, skinnier ones, where they have fewer slots for upgrades and health and so on, but they have the potential to go directly to one of our flanks instead of going just to the approach zone. They're just faster. They can keep up with us and go straight to the threat zone. And then the other alien type is just, he's got more slots. Maybe he's a little bit slower. He doesn't have that speed ability. We'll always see him coming, but he has more health, more turrets, and that sort of thing. So let me build these guys. The blue alien has 1 turret. The yellow has 2 turrets. The blue one has 3 armors. The yellow has 2. And the blue one has a laser, freaking laser. So he can pierce through our force fields. We don't have one though, so not a big deal. And then those are going in the approach zone. And we'll see if the gray one is moving up. Yes, they are. So it's going to the left zone. And a nice thing is that it reminds you to take the rapid fire action if you're on a turret. We would be able to, however, this turret is not built yet. Unfortunate. And now we're going to receive 1 damage. So we'll get to see the defense protocol. I don't need the tutorial. I'm going to give you the tutorial. So there's only 1 hit coming in, and it's coming into the zone that I, of course, did not reinforce, but almost did. And that's the way luck will have it. But thankfully, we do have a reroll available to us. So let's see what happens. And regardless, it's going to block it. It's just whether or not we get to keep that armor for next time. So yeah, of course, I rolled an X. Let's do a reroll. That's an X. Wasn't meant to be. Okay, and then on this screen, all we do is just mark the number of hits that are blocks. Again, the app doesn't really care about how many armor tokens are actually on each spot. We just tell it how many it blocked. So we blocked 1. And because it was an X, well, we blocked none with the dice roll, but the armor itself blocked 1 and then was consumed.
What's up, Tiny Riders? It's Team Racket! Hands up!
We want the good stuff. Something that goes...
And something that goes bang!
But Zorp, what if they refuse?
Shut it, Klax! We take their equipment, or we...
Make them go boom!
Yeah!
So, what you waiting for?
All right, so these very legally distinct chumps here are threatening us and trying to shake us down. And they're saying we have to give them a prosperity card or they're going to commit acts of violence. And so, I don't know, they kind of seem like, well, chumps, like I said. And I don't really want to give up my gear. And since I am a literal turret, I feel like we could take them on anyways. So I think we're going to refuse. No. All right, so I have a confession to make. I had this same event yesterday, and we refused, and it worked out well for us. Today, they turned French and actually attacked us. So it seems like the events can have different outcomes, and it's completely random potentially, but that's kind of cool for replayability. And that's something that I was kind of curious about, and that's why I wanted to replay this one for you guys. just to see what would come out. So yeah, we have a code orange on the deck once again. They really want to destroy our deck, which is unfortunate. That's where I have all my grill outs. Okay, and then she's saying we're no longer in the solar storm. We are back in just regular old space. And space, nothing special about it at all. It's just there's nothing special. It's just space. It's basically nothing. It's all the stuff that's in between stuff, you know? That's space. All right, so Iris wants to help us out this time. They can either add armor or shoot aliens. Shooting aliens sounds fun, although I am kind of good at that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I could get to that zone and start shooting. They do have 2 armor, and we would need to roll 3 hits basically, but I could also give my help token by going here. I think I'm going to add armor potentially. Well, yeah, because it's just adding armor, so they're not going to repair the room. So I probably just want to go there in general. So yeah, I'm going to shoot aliens, and maybe we'll repair that room. It does also say, Milo, what's your order? So it will ask the different players to make the call, ultimately. But I'm both players. All right, so it says remove 3 armors from 1 alien of your choice. Ignore the force field. So we could remove from them. We could also remove it from that guy in the back who has 3 armor, which could be useful. Although this guy's the one actually doing damage to us immediately, and we probably want to repair this room. I think I'm just going to remove from this guy, and let's get rid of the threat that's actually up here. We'll see how that goes. Now it's up to us. So yes, first I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 over here to the deck. And now I think I want to install myself as a turret and take some shots at that guy. But first, I would like to put Milo in this room as well. Let's both move over here because I'm going to have Milo repair. And then I want to take our help tokens and put them both in this room as well. So we'll have the capability to reroll. And then we also have these other help actions that I hadn't mentioned yet, but I don't think they're going to help us immediately. I still do want to cover them just because you're probably curious. So let's just talk about it briefly. So the other help action that Carl has is if Milo were to use Carl's token, they could add another green dice to a piloting action. And of course, I'll just mention again, you can always use it as a reroll. That's not unique to any writer that's like a constant help ability. The other thing that's down here on this 3 is an ability that's gated by having a certain item. So we can see this red icon here means I need to have a red item, and Carl currently doesn't. But once I add a red item, then I believe this can be gear as well, item or gear. But once I have one of those, then that help action is available to the other writer. And Carl's is pretty good. It allows them to make 2 movements this turn, so they can really hustle and pretty much go anywhere on the ship. So for Milo, they add, during the tinkering action, the crew member gains 1 component if their tinkering level is 3 or above. So it's a bonus if we get 3 or higher on the result, then we get a component, which, if you remember, that allows us to upgrade or build new turrets or force fields or parts of the ship. So that's pretty sweet. And also, I just realized how good that is that Carl has a +1 to the tinkering action. But again, that's only if we use their help token during that time. And then if they have a blue, which we do currently, For the crew member's room, during the defense protocol, reroll each defense dice with the result of X. So that's also pretty awesome. If we don't use the help action, then we'll get an additional reroll if they happen to shoot our room specifically. So there's a lot of conditions there. It's kind of a nice fallback plan. I don't think we'll ever rely on it though. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and shoot this guy. We do also have this orbital strike briefcase, which might be cool. Might help us with these other guys. And there may even be more spawning soon. So let's actually use that. So with these items, there is an option in the app to hit this prosperity button and then find the specific item. Usually it's not that simple where you just scroll a little bit to the left and find it. So I usually just speak these ones. But since I found it, I'm just going to go ahead and use that. Whoa! Orbital strike successful. Aliens reduced to cosmic dust. Bravo, Riders. Remove the yellow and gray aliens from the board. Well, shoot. I was hoping it would take out the other guy, but I suppose we'll take it. Also, I don't think it's giving us any rewards, like components. So that's a little unfortunate. And that may change what I wanted to do. Although I'm already sort of locked in over here, so I don't want to walk it back and be a filthy cheater. So I think we'll just repair the heck out of this room, I guess. We'll see what happens. All right. Discard this. And we'll have... Well, I suppose I can have him go back here because he didn't do a movement yet, and then we can at least try to finish this turret. So that'll be my compromise with myself. And we'll see what happens. So we'll have Carl go first. All right, so that will be a 2 for tinkering. I might have him re-roll it and use that rider. No, I'll just leave it. All right, so that'll be a 2. Room repair, we'll mark that as a 2. That should get rid of code orange, and it should give us another armor. Lovely stuff. And for Milo, we're going to build. Unfortunately, just rolled a 1, but that will make this turret operational. And now we're in that zone. And if this guy ends up coming up to the left side here, then we'll get to take a shot at him. So that's going to be hopefully nice. All right. New turn. All right, our distance covered is 1150 again. We are absolutely cruising. Aliens phase. We've got a red alien coming in with 2 turrets, 1 armor, and 1 force field. So to get through a force field, again, we have to have a laser or be a Carl. So we've got the red guy in the approach zone. Done. The blue alien arrives on the left side. Let's go. So let's take a shot at him. When we do the rapid fire, again, that's the orange dice here. So it can only remove armor, but we weren't getting to his HP anyways. Okay. That will remove 1 armor. It's something. We're on the way. Now we receive damage. Let's see where that's happening. Man, they really want to take out the observatory. I don't have any armor there, so unfortunately, we're just taking the damage. And that means fire. So we're probably going to have to do something about that.
Ah, riders. This is Dangerous Dan, a true technologist, and I am not making toys like these people at Prosperity, but I need the very best pilots to test my latest creation. No worries, it won't be too dangerous. You would just have to fight my new automated alien ship. It is armed to the teeth, and theoretically it could blow up the Nexus. But if you win, I will reward you with some equipment. And if you lose, well, I guess you won't have to think about it anymore. Ready to take science forward?
All right, so Danger Dan is what we like to call a tool. And it looks like he wants to test out something he made, an automated alien ship. And we can either accept the fight or refuse. If we win, we'll get some equipment. If we lose, well, he's probably going to blow us up. I do feel fairly strong just because we're on turrets already. However, our observatory is quite in danger. Although, what's a little danger? We got to accept the fight. Let's see what happens. I have not done this before, so we'll see what happens. Yesterday, he did something different. I bet it's going to spawn the stinking purple guy. Okay, cool. Not a purple guy, but it is on the other side of the ship, and he is armed to the teeth as well. So we've got it's the green alien, 2 turrets, 4 armor. So if we had been over there, we would get to do one of those reaction shots. Even though he directly entered the combat zone, it's anytime they enter it. But we're not over there, sadly. So that's what it's telling us here. Oh, and 1 laser. That's quite a strong boy. We maybe should have saved our orbital strike. Oh, well. We can have Iris either shoot aliens or repair a room. Repairing a room. That's a difficult choice. Because I want to go shoot that guy. I do know that Iris, it seems like she can only take out armor, so she can't fully take that thing out. But it would do probably a lot of damage. I think it was 3 last time. Or I could just have her repair that room. We need to shoot this guy over here, too. We're sort of armored up over there. And I feel like it's going to take 2 shots to get rid of this guy, and that's kind of what I want to do this turn. So I feel like I'm going to repair a room, and hopefully we'll just stall over there, and hopefully the armor will help us, and we'll see what happens. So let's repair a room. I got to use this repair optimizer. Amazing. I've repaired 10 rooms. Achievements. So remove the code orange and then add 3 armors in the room. So that's pretty nice. They really wanted my observatory, but y'all gonna have to take it. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to use this repair optimizer. I don't know. I probably should have used it already. It seems like it just says it will improve her room repairing ability on the Spark, and Iris will do it. So I feel like it may make her do better repairs or something that isn't like an instant use. So I'll do the voice command this time. I use the repair optimizer. Over. Yeah, so that got it. No damage room detected. With all due respect, the use of the item might not be the brightest idea. Well, never mind. I'm dumb, and we should save that for later. So that'll probably let her repair a room. I guess we could have done both things. That would have been even cooler. But this is that's the stuff you discover by actually using the items. All right. Yeah, so the plan is basically let's freaking shoot this guy. So I'm gonna have maybe Carl shoot first because he potentially could take it out. And then I can even go give my help icon to them, or I could 1, 2, 3 get over in that zone. I just feel like that's what I want to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. And since Milo's help's already there, don't need them to move. Okay, so 1 armor. I don't know the distribution of these dice. We've got, looks like there's 2 sides with 2 hits and 3 with 1 hit on this one. And it's the same. It might be the same on most of the dice. Let's see. I know there's 3 on these, so it's not the same on those. But it's the same on both sides of these dice. So I think I'm going to use this help action to re-roll the red dice. Even though I would like the crystal, I need the hits, man. I just need a little hit. Ooh, that's exactly what I wanted. 2 hits and an armor pierce. So that will take this dork out. And you can even do like, take out blue alien. Just to show you that that's working, I guess I really should have demoed it a little more, but a lot of times I just use the actions that are available. So yeah, we take them out and we get 3 components, and now we can potentially even build stuff, which maybe we want to do that. I don't know if you can build while I'm in the slot there, nor do I think we want to. I suppose we could upgrade this turret, potentially, with those components, or we could even put a force field up, which this guy has a laser over there, so that's not going to be very helpful on that side, but we could put a force field on this side, potentially. We don't know where red guy's going yet. I am going to use my movement to 1, 2, 3, get over to this side, and at least be on this gun so that, well, I guess this guy has no armor, so it doesn't really matter. Can I go 1, 2, 3? I could. I think I'm going to actually do that. 1, 2, 3. Does Carl give piloting stuff? He does. So let me walk this back. Instead, I'm going to have them both go here. I'm going to drop my help token here. And we'll have Milo do a piloting action. We might even do an offensive one to see if we can either shake this guy or potentially do some damage to him. Since we can get, from the help of Carl, we can get a bonus green dice on that roll. Let's see what happens. I haven't actually done this combat thing before, so let's give it a shot. 2 dice, 2 twos, 4 combat. What's up? Stabilizers disabled. Combat piloting authorized. Current speed updated. The green alien taken out thanks to your piloting skills. Component recovery process. Holy crap, we just straight up killed that guy? Okay. I did not know that was an option. I definitely would have used that yesterday as the pilot. I did not use that one time, and we were just getting absolutely pummeled by aliens and just trying to outrun them. So that's hilarious. Seems like piloting is potentially very strong, especially when you get a bonus dice. That was definitely very helpful. All right, so we got 3 more components. And now we're up to 6. There's a maximum of 10 that you can have before you just stop getting them. And then the maneuver allows me to retrieve a crystal. So sometimes when you use something so impressive, they just award you with a crystal as well. So shout out Milo, absolute MVP. Couldn't have done it without the help of Carl, though, with that bonus dice. Okay, that's the end of our turn. And yeah, let's go to the next one. We even got a bonus speed from that too, thanks to the piloting. I didn't even know that was possible. If you do the speed piloting, it's almost always just the extra distance, but it can also put an alien that was here back to the approach zone. So it's a way to kind of shake them off for a turn. And we have a new approaching alien, Blue Boy. 2 turrets, 1 armor, 1 force field. These look like little beers to me. Like, I don't know if you can see that. Looks like a little stout in a tankard. All right, blue man is going in the approach zone. Red alien going on the right side. So over here. I should have taken this back because it was used. Okay. Can't do a rapid fire, so we are going to take some shots. 3 damage. All right, it's on the back zones here, so we'll do this bottom one first. Because we have 2 armor, we get to roll 2 dice. We only need 1 hit, or 1 armor symbol. So we did get that. We don't need to re-roll. The second one, we just have 1. There is a side with 2, and we freaking nailed it. Let's go. So we block everything, and we don't lose any armor because the dice roll prevented the loss. So things are just kind of coming up Josh. All right, we are leaving space, and we are entering the nebula, where there's a chance we'll receive some crystals from Iris, but we have a -1 to every tinkering action. So that's unfortunate because I was kind of looking to tinker. I guess we do have this guy we need to shoot over there, but we'll see. Oh my God, we got 3 crystals. So that would fill us up. We have 2 right now. Once we get to 4, we get a card. So I'll just kind of give us the change and we'll both get a card. So for Milo, we've got Super Tool KS22. Double your tinkering action. I'm sorry. During your tinkering action, double your successes. So this is a one-time use, but that is pretty saucy. And then for Carl, we are getting a new gear, Mini Shield Droid. During the defense protocol, reroll each dice with the result X in your room. Guys, I'm so sorry, I misread this earlier. That's Milo's ability. It has to be in their room that we get that reroll. So thankfully it didn't affect us here. And I think the other time I rerolled, it ended up being an X again anyways. But maybe I messed that up earlier, and I'm sorry that I did that. But we have basically Carl now has Milo's ability as well, and it's got that sweet UV printing to make it extra cool. Okay, very awesome. Iris is going to help us out by either shooting aliens or adding armor. So I would like her to add armor, because I'm going to go shoot this guy. And I think, like I said, I think she can only take out armor from the alien anyways. So let's add armor. So we're only getting 2 armor and we can place them anywhere. I think I'm just going to obviously place one there. And now that we have, maybe I just kind of armor up everything so we have 2 armor everywhere. I was going to maybe protect the thrusters a little bit more, especially this one since we have the turret. But I think I'd rather just spread the love. So we've done that. And now it's our turn. Yeah, so the very first thing I definitely want to do is go shoot that guy. And I guess we could have Milo potentially upgrade this turret and drop their help token on the way. Or we could even build a force field, I suppose. 1, 2, 3. That could be cool. How much is a force field? Costs 3 components. Let's do it, I think. None of these guys have lasers currently. I've never built one. There's also, we haven't talked about these, I guess. So the force field would prevent damage on that side for a certain amount of time. Like, if we implemented the force field, we tell the app, and then it keeps track of the force field on the app, and will tell us eventually it will get destroyed and go away. But it'll basically block damage for a certain amount of time. We're kind of armored up anyway, so I don't even know if we really care about doing that. But it is useful. We can, of course, build new turrets, which you guys have already seen. And then we talked about the lasers that will make it so it pierces through force fields. So these guys both have force fields. But since Carl is a Carl, we don't need to do that either, as long as he can take them out. And then finally, there's the double cannon here, which when you fire, it adds another dice. Or when you rapid fire too, it adds another dice. So to show you this, basically adds another dice to either attempt, which is pretty cool as well. And that one's only 2 to upgrade. So we might want to do that. I mean, we're getting -1 to our rolls anyways. I guess I could also just pilot. I think I might do that because it's unlikely we're going to make any real progress with that tinkering action. So I think that is what I'm going to do. So in that case, I'll just leave Carl's thing here for the bonus dice and then go 1, 2, install myself like a virus, and then he can go 1, 2, 3. Couldn't make it back. Let's make sure he's facing the right way. And yeah, let's take a shot at him. Or with him, if he wants to party. And I'm going to roll these 2 dice. I guess the yellow one's kind of it's not irrelevant because we get a crystal. Not bad. Pretty good, actually. If we would have gotten 2 hits and overkilled him, those hits could be spread out to another alien if it was in the zone. Or if there's nobody there, we had extra hits, we would just gain a crystal. So that's like one of those cases where you would get a bonus crystal. But we didn't get that. I just wanted to tell you about it in case it didn't come up in the future. But we got our crystal. We destroyed Red Alien Man. So I'll show you in the app. You do shooting, confirm. Take him out. We're running out of storage space for all these components. Place 2 components. So yeah, I think we're at like 8 now. And Milo is going to pilot. So we can take Carl's help to give us an extra dice. We still don't have this action available to us because we don't have a red item, but that's okay. Holy smokes. So we got 5. And I'm just doing speed piloting this time because that guy's not in the threat zone. So we're just trying to boost. All right, sweet. It allowed us to gain another crystal because Milo is like kind of an insane pilot. He's like a little R2-D2 up in this ship. And okay, place 1 crystal in the Nexus. Place 1 crystal in the Nexus, not the Crexus. And we've got a speed of 1541. So we're up. That's the highest we've been so far. So that's it for this new turn. So we got almost 400 extra distance based on that piloting. Who do we got? Blue aliens coming in on the left side. Doesn't matter because we weren't in a turret anyways. We haven't really been making a lot of use of that. But this is kind of the downside of solo and 2-player is that you just can't be everywhere at once. So you have to make sacrifices. You're kind of just running back and forth. You're wearing many hats. So we're going to receive 3 damage. All on the left side, of course. And since we're not in that room, we're not going to get rerolls. So let's do the bottom one first. We've got 2 dice. We blocked it. We got 2. And then 2 dice in this room as well. Okay, so that time we only got 1 success. So one of our armors will block the second hit, but unfortunately be destroyed. But the good news is we blocked everything. What do we got here?
General Hawkins here. The Spark suffered critical damage from a collision with space debris. Fix it fast and don't screw this up. You weren't so bad off for once. Hawkins over.
All right, this guy just called us to tell us our ship blew up. I feel like he kind of manifested it. So the armory has a code orange in it now. And loses all of its armor. Another incoming transmission. Okay. Oh.
Hey, it's me again. I hate to bother, but I've got a situation. See, I really need a Xeno Ultra Speed thruster, exactly like the one you are transporting. I know you can't give it to me, so I'm afraid I will have to take it. See that asteroid field? It's one of my interlinking experiments. Every asteroid moves in synchronized chaos, deadly and unpredictable, a magnificent cosmic ballet. You could try your luck and cross it to escape, but I would strongly advise against it. Just face me and let's be done with it. I am sorry, but science requires sacrifices.
All right, so it looks like we can potentially try to escape them in an asteroid field. You can see this icon on the iPad matches the actual asteroid field. So we'll enter one of those where we have to do a lot of piloting, or we take damage, or we can face DA, which, since this is Dangerous Dan, I assume that is Dad. So we could face Dad, or we could try to escape him. I kind of want to face Dad, man. I don't know if I want to go in the asteroid fields. But Dad might be purple. We can use our repair to repair that code orange room, which we'll probably do. We do have this. It's going to be a pain in the neck because we don't really have... I am the best turret we have. Like, we don't have double guns or anything else. Escaping... It sounds like we're going to take some damage. Wow, that was a pretty good pilot. I think we want to escape. I don't know if we're ready to face Dad. We don't have any real good get out of jail cards there, so let's see what happens. All right, so manually piloting is going to be recommended. We've updated the environment card. Basically, if you don't manually pilot, you're just going to take a boatload of damage.
Spark Riders, you've been hit by an asteroid. Iris data tells us that this is not a regular asteroid field. Be careful. Kylie, over.
Okay, so somebody else called us to tell us that we've been hit. I kind of want to stop picking up the phone. But they hit the same zone, which maybe that's a good thing. Although implosion is imminent, so if it takes another damage, it's going to blow up. But the plan is, hopefully, we can use that repair optimizer thing. Oh, okay. Looks like they hit multiple zones. So the bridge was also hit. We'll go ahead and remove the armor from there. It's got code orange, so we're on fire. And then we can have her shoot aliens or repair a room. So we're definitely going to want to repair a room. Because I was planning on doing that anyways. I still might use the repair optimizer. Okay, so she repaired the bridge. Kind of needed you to get the old armory there. Okay. Guys, one of my superpowers is I can look at a page and see a typo anywhere. And so every time it says additional, it's always additional, and it just makes my eye twitch. So sorry that I've now cursed you with that. But I just wanted someone else with me here. All right, so I'm going to use that repair optimizer now. And we'll do so with the voice thing again. I use the repair optimizer. Over. Armory repaired. Okay. And hey, they got additional right on that. It was immediately after I said that. The next additional was correct. So we've got one armor there and it is repaired. It's no longer going to blow up. Lovely stuff. You love to see it. Isn't that grand? I can go 1, 2 over here and do a little spin move and be facing this guy. Maybe take a shot at him. Seems good. We're probably going to have Milo stay there and pilot again, although can't help with Carl's action. I want to discard this. Yeah, we'll see. We might need Milo to come over here and help me shoot this guy. So we'll see what happens. Nope, he's been absolutely blasted. So we remove that, and then, like I was just saying, when you overkill something, it actually gives you a crystal. So that would be our 4th crystal, which is just incredible stuff. Incredible stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen anything like it. This young man really putting it all out on the battlefield. All right, so first we got to tell her that that alien is destroyed. We probably get the crystals first. I don't think it actually matters the order of operations here, but I'm just going to do this way. They'll give us 2 components, which I think we're at 10 now, so I guess we're probably just going to hang on to these. I don't feel like building. Now we'll get the items. For Milo, we got some gear, a tractor beam. When you neutralize an alien ship, gain 1 additional component. Amazing. We are hoarders. I would have loved that red thing because it would have given Carl his final help ability. That would let Milo move 2 movements. But we'll see. He got an item called Auto Build Force Field. Place a force field generator on a free slot. So we tell Iris that we just build a force field wherever we want, which is pretty sweet. So we'll probably do that. I guess I'll maybe wait. I don't know. I guess there's no real reason to wait. Because something could spawn and shoot us, I guess. It's technically still our phase since we haven't ended, so I guess I'll use it. I never really mentioned this, but items are, I think, just free actions. There isn't, like, anything specified in the rulebook specifically stating that, but I think they would clarify that it would cost an action, and some of these items may even say, like, as an action, do something. So I'm fairly certain this is all just a free action. So I'm thinking we just place that force field either here or here, and it's kind of a crapshoot. I guess whichever side is. I'm on this side, so I'm just going to put it over there. I don't know. I'm just a guy. All right. Activate a generator in cargo bay. Over. Okay, so it's saying we activated one, and I'm glad you guys get to see this too. I haven't actually seen this yet. As you can see by that achievement. So we have a force field, and it's just telling us lasers can still shoot through it. But we got it. So we have 100% over here on the right side. Cool, that's the end, and we have no threats. We're doing a lot better. than yesterday. We were like barely a ship at this point. It's because I didn't know about combat piloting. Okay, so our right thruster has degraded. And wow, we're getting a whole fleet of dudes. So we got orange, yellow, green, 2 turrets on all of them. One, two, 4 armor. So, sorry, the way. I mean, 1 on orange, 2 armors on yellow, and 4 on young green man. All right, and they're all going in the approach zone. Oh, God. Oh, I don't think I ever did the piloting action, you guys. So, whoops. I completely forgot. I guess we'll pretend I rolled a 0 and didn't get a crystal even. All right. I would get to reroll on this one. So since I'm in there, that's first time we actually get to do it for real. Okay, blocked the 1 there. I only have 1 armor in this zone. I got the 1. And then this has 3 up in the observatory. And barely got it, but we did. All right, we'll mark that. We blocked everything.
Hey, riders. The voice from the stars here. Best of phony. You seem to be in some deep trouble. Deep and dangerous Dan's asteroid field. I see you have some shiny prosperity equipment. Spare 1, and I will fix one of your rooms. Sounds fair to me. Deal?
All right, so yesterday we got this, and it was very useful. Today, all my rooms are in perfect working order, so I don't need to give her a card. I'm good.
I feel like you and I started on the wrong foot. You are crazier than Dan, and I didn't want to have to do this. Now, riders, let's see if you can handle the star's fury.
What? Now she's turning against me because I didn't want her help? She's crazier than Dan. Remove 1 armor token from each room. I am not really liking her vibe. She's giving me the ick. In the asteroid field, manual piloting is recommended. Okay, yeah, remind me. I forgot about it last time, I know. Forgot to do a whole turn. Okay, so we can add armors or repair thruster. I think we likely need to add armor because we just lost a ton. So let's see what Iris can do here. Let's give us 3. Okay, we'll take 3. So we can distribute them as we choose. So I'm definitely putting 1 there. And I might even put 2 in this zone. Well, I suppose we have the force field over there, so maybe it's better to reinforce down here. So we have some defense going on. And I'm in this room currently, I guess. Don't know if I'll be there forever, but I just want to protect our turret that we aren't using, but whatever. We might use. Now it's up to us. Okay, well, I think, maybe manually piloting might be a good idea for once. We do have all of these guys coming up. We are in the asteroid field as well, so tinkering and upgrading stuff might be good. None of those guys have force fields or lasers. So I could also build a force field on this side, which might be cool. Let me just make sure. No, yeah, never mind. I got that wrong. Just completely ignore the lasers. It's like, there's no way they're spawning in without anything cool. So green and orange both have a laser. With that in mind, maybe I should have reinforced over there. Guess it doesn't matter too much. I probably want to get on guns also. So yeah, maybe I'll go over there and repair, keep this, move this to this side just in case they pierce. And then I can manually pilot and go over to that zone. I feel like I got a plan here. So I'm going to go over here with Carl and I'm going to manually pilot heal. Yeah, unfortunately we can't use our help tokens, but that's just kind of the nature of solo/2 player. So let's manual pilot first. And we'll do speed piloting. Yep. We're just gonna roll 1, unfortunately. And we get 1 success. It's something, you guys. It's something. We'll take 1. Maybe it'll save us some damage. Because we at least tried. And that's important. So I will also move 1, 2, 3. And man the guns just in case these guys end up on that side. Then we'll get to take some shots at them. And with Carl, we'll go over here and we'll just reinforce this room with some more armor, question mark. Could also go 1, 2, 3 over to that zone. No, I want to be on a gun. That's right. I could also, well, I could try to build the double guns to get a better reaction fire, rapid fire thingy. But I have to get 3 successes, and there's only, I guess it's a 50-50. I don't have any help, though, so I feel like it's not likely. I'm just going to go for armor. And we got 1, plus 1. So 2 armor. We also get to reroll armor in this zone, so not bad. We've reinforced a little bit over there. And I think that's all I want to do. I keep forgetting about this. That might be useful to double the actions of a tinkering action. That would be probably helpful in building. Well, let's see what happens. We're getting close. He's got 1 turret, 2 armors, and 1 laser. Lasers. Okay. He's in the approach zone. All of them show up on the left side. That's horrendous, okay? Yellow, orange, and green. That's what I meant by all of them. Not red, man. He's staying down there. Would have loved a double turret now, but I get to do a rapid fire action. So yeah, guys, it says you get to take a rapid fire against each alien. So I think that means we get to shoot at each of them separately. It also mentions if we're on multiple turrets over here, then we could each shoot them. If we were both in the same room, only one of us can be rapid firing. But if we were on different turrets on the same side, we would get to rapid fire on them also. So I'm reading that as we get to do it to each of them, because that's literally how it reads. So let's do green first. 1. Orange. 1. And yellow. 1. Okay. Well, we weakened them a little bit. Holy smokes! 15 damage, including 6 from asteroids. Okay. 15, you say? Oh, great. And it's all on this side. We're going to be in trouble. We're going to lose. We're going to lose some rooms here. It's just when things were going smoothly. So let's see what happens in this bottom zone first. Okay. Just amazingly rolled a 5. We will take that. I live to tell the tale. The deck might not be as fortunate. Oh, it doesn't count. I wish it would have counted, but oh well. If it doesn't go in the tray, it doesn't count. So, them's the rules. Them's the breaks, kid. Oh, my bad. I only did 2 of them. So we lost this one. That's going to take 4 damage and just probably get exploded immediately. And then we have 2 dice over here. We're only taking... Oh, we get 3 because we have 1 from the dice and then these 2 get consumed as well. Did not anticipate 15 damage, especially with the manual piloting. But all of them ended up on one side. So they saw our force field and we're like, okay, sweet. Just go to the other side, bro. So the deck has been destroyed. Goodbye. And we get to open the airlocks between the cockpit and the observatory and between the Nexus and the engine room. So those red doors, you can replace them with these open airlocks tokens now. So as the engine room and the Nexus is open, and now the observatory and the cockpit. So now we can travel between those rooms since we have a massive gaping hole in our ship. But don't worry, we're almost there. Observatory, code red. That's okay. It is not code blown up, so still around. We might want to repair that. We'll see what happens.
Riders, the Spark is compromised. An asteroid abnormally changed course. You need to get out of there now. Code red.
All right, so they destroyed the other side of the ship, which is just fantastic. Code red. Everything's exploding. This is a great time for everyone involved. What else?
Terminator flying the fearsome Mordirox 4000. I caught a crazy scientist. A friend of yours? Dangerous Dan is the name. After some cooking, he did mention that you were transporting a valuable Xeon ultra-speed thruster. Did you really think you could reach Gamma 5 without a sweat? Pathetic. Target locked.
Oh boy. And we're at 10% battery on the iPad, so may need to hurry this up. Purple man's coming in. Purple dad. 5 turrets, 6 armors, 1 force field. Okay. Five turrets, 6 armors. The man is absolutely insane. We did not see this guy yesterday. We are near the objective, though. Okay. And, oh, he's just on the side. Oh, God. We might be in trouble. And we're going to Solar Storm. Okay. That removes the crystals. We don't have any. And update the environment. So in this one, we lose all the crystals. Oh gosh. There we go. Lose all the crystals, but we get +1 yellow or orange dice for every fire action. And this also deactivates force fields. So that includes our own. Unfortunately. Repair a room, shoot an alien. I feel like we need to repair, to be honest. Shooting is not looking like a real option. I think we just have to run. Observatory is secured. And it adds 2 armors. Cool. I'm going to pause here briefly and let the iPad charge so it doesn't die on me. And then we'll get back for, hopefully, a victory. And it looks like maybe 2 more rounds. So, 1 second. Okay, we are back, and the situation is looking dire. We have a lot of danger on both sides. We have this guy coming up on the rear. This room is on code red and about to explode, and that has one of our turrets, but we're also only 1,600 AU away from winning. So the question is, do we try to shoot these guys, or do we try to pilot away? It's scary that our nexus is exposed, so these guys are going to potentially shoot in there. I don't know if it's really guaranteed by any means. If we pilot, I don't know if we'll lose them. Potentially. I'm thinking maybe I shoot them. Unfortunately, I have to use a gun. They have lasers. I don't get my +1 from that, but I do get a +1 from the solar storm. So I guess it kind of evens out. Or I could just go pilot and hope they go away. Hopefully we lose them. I just... Only one of us can pilot. I feel like I can go... Potentially, I could shoot and I could go give him my help action. Or he could repair. I mean, it is scary. I feel like I want to shoot and I want to give him my help action. I guess maybe if we lose the armory, then we lose the armory, you know? I want to take out some of these guys. So that's what we're going to do. So take 2 dice. We'll roll these. And that's a pretty good roll. So we can remove the 1 armor from that guy. And then we have 2 hits, so we're going to take out both of these guys. That makes me feel a little better. So that's yellow and orange. And we're at max components, so can't store any more of them. That's okay. Mostly we just wanted them gone. So then I'm going to move here, and I'm going to drop my help token, and then we'll have Milo go 1, 2, 3 over here and pilot. Could also combat pilot, I suppose. I think we want, well, I feel like we want a combat pilot. It just feels right. We're going to make it in 2 jumps. Let's see if we can kill one. Okay, we got 5 again. That did something last time. We'll see if it's good enough this time. We might take some damage. I guess it gives us some speed too. The green alien taken out. Yo. Alright. Don't know if we could take out the boss, but we're probably going to lose our armory. C'est la vie. Place the purple on the other side. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Okay. Remove 3 armors shared between the aliens of your choice. Whoa. So we just took him out. We get to remove 3 armors. And then we also get a crystal. So that was an insane combat pilot action. Holy crap. Place 1 crystal in the Nexus. We've done that. Now, it's scary. I don't like that he's on this side. I didn't intend for that. And we are in the neighborhood of reaching the end. We basically just need to survive this turn. Okay. Right thruster has gone down. It says maintenance is required. Speed is greatly reduced. We've updated the thruster token. Now it's the aliens phase. And we got even more friends joining. So we've got a blue, a yellow, gray. Blue, yellow, gray. Flip these around. Clean up this mess. We got 2-1-2 for turrets. And then all of them have 1 armor. And blue has a force field. And then they're all going in the approach zone. I'm assuming the red guy is coming up on the right side. Okay. That's good. We don't have anybody on the guns. Oh boy. What's the damage? Okay. 1, 2. I could have ended in this turn if I was smart, because I could have went 1, 2, 3, and then been there for rerolls, but I'm not smart. I'm a dummy. We're going to lose our armory, and there's nothing we can do about that, so we kind of knew that was coming, just in a different way than intended. So we'll start with the top room, the observatory. We have 2 dice there. Both misses, so we're going to lose 1 armor. Now we have 4 dice on our Nexus. Okay, and we rolled 3 successes, so we will block those 2 and keep our armor. And then finally we have 3 armor down here, and we're taking 3 hits. Oh man, okay. We only rolled 1 success, so we're going to lose 2 armor. Alright, so we blocked everything. We are surviving. We're only 500 units out. And we're going to be going 850, so should be good. Okay, yeah, remove armory. So we lost our gun, which is unfortunate. But it's just the price of doing business. Whatever that means. Goodbye, armory. Okay. Now it's just reminding us about Solar Storm. Okay, repair a thruster or shoot aliens. Man. Probably want to shoot aliens, I guess. I mean, we can't even take that guy out. We could repair a thruster and just hope to zoom away, but we might be able to kill this guy if they can weaken him first, so I think I'm going to shoot aliens. Devastating attack. Result, 1 alien's armors have been neutralized. Our offensive approach bears fruit. So remove 4 armor from an alien of your choice. I think it's going to be him. Okay. Ignore the force field. We can ignore force fields in general because we're in the solar storm. So now what I'd like to do is go 1, 2 over here, do a little install, and we're going to try to take him out, and then he can go 1, 2 over here and man this turret and try to take out this boss. We just need 1 success. Come on. I guess before I move him, let's try his first and we'll see what happens. We get to roll this orange dice, which doesn't have armor, but maybe we'll get a crystal. Okay. Fantastic. So that guy has been defeated. Goodbye, Mr. Boss. So we'll take him out to lunch. Nice. We have this red guy over there, and I want to go take care of him. So, Carl, please. Thank you. Work with me here. We get 2 orange dice because of my ability and the solar storm, so we're rolling this. All right, and that is 3 armor, 2 hits. So we'll take him out as well, and we get a crystal because we overkilled him, and it was really cool. Okay, and then we'll just tell Iris. Keep wanting to call her Ibis, but that's a bird. And we have tons of components. Hooray. That's going to be the end of our turn, and theoretically, we should have made it. Let's go.
We needed a miracle, but we got even better. You managed without blowing everything up, Riders. Gamma 5 is still standing because of you, which is quite the feat given your history. Celebrate this moment. These are scarce. Don't forget that luck does not make the pilot. I'm keeping an eye on you. Space has yet to keep testing you. Hawkins, over.
We did it. It got a little hairy there at the end, but we managed to scrape by and get all the way to Gamma 5. Hopefully this gave you a good idea of how this game plays. This, of course, is just mission 1. I'm not sure how the other missions end up being. I'm sure it's somewhat similar. Go to certain places, deliver something, that sort of thing. Of course, like all of the videos and voice acting and stuff, like that will change the story. Each mission has a little bit different of a story thread, and they're pretty well voice acted. Some of the things are pretty goofy. I like it. Yeah, and I think also after playing it for solo and now 2-player, I think it would be even better at 3 or 4 players, just to kind of amp up that collaboration. I didn't have nearly as much fun solo, of course, as when you're playing with other people. I just enjoy that more, but I wanted to get this gameplay out for you all to have an idea of how this game plays and if you're interested in it. So you can make your mind up before the campaign ends, because it's going to be the best way to get a hold of this if you are looking. I don't think they have any copies left. And the new expansion looks interesting. It seems to replace these rooms with like different specialized rooms they can take different actions in. I'm not really sure too much about it. Like I haven't seen a gameplay of it. I don't know how it all works, but it just adds more variation. It adds some new writers, of course, with new abilities, and some more deluxe components. So that seems pretty cool. We've enjoyed the game so far. I'm looking forward to trying it out more. And if you guys want to see more gameplays of it, let me know. We'd be willing to do more in the future, of course. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this game, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.